Okay, you guys are.
YouTubers, are we live? Can you see me? Can you see me? I'm GTT. Hey, YouTubers, thank you for tuning in. Please leave some comments. We're doing Real Estate 101. It's a show. Me, I'm GoodTimeTommy. Hashtag GTT, or known as Tommy Davidson. From Murfreesboro, Tennessee. This is my sidekick, Stephen Weathers, a.k.a. the Weatherman.
Weatherman.
Hey, you don't have to worry about getting that perfect. Let's just get it started. What we do is we talk about local real estate in our area, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. We try to bring topics that you'll find informative, but also we got to be funny, we got to be educational. So thank you so much for tuning in. We do this stream via Facebook Live. Today what we're talking about is what you should be looking for in addition to your list price when you get an offer on the home you're living in. So, Kathleen, can we go ahead and
get ready?
It's what 3, 2, 1. What I'm hoping is people can open this up because we're having a lot of problems with getting it open. Weatherman, you know what? Weatherman, you look good over there. You look good in that hat. Looks like.
Okay, you are. It's working.
So what is that?
You guys, it was working on Facebook.
So it's working on the Facebook.
Yes.
So we can open it up. Okay, everybody. It's Wednesday. Real Estate 101. 1 o'clock right here. Thomas C. Davidson, me and my boy, a.k.a. the Weatherman. Every Wednesday, we're going to bring you Real Estate 101 no matter where we are. No matter where we're located in the country, we're going to do it right here at the GTT Studios. If you can't open this, I apologize. We are having problems with, I think, mobile phones. I think we can see you doing that.
Hey, I'm on.
Okay, well, hopefully. So, everybody.
David McWilliams is on
Hey,
there.
I know that man. I know that guy. I think he lives in Puckett Station.
Still on vacation.
Yeah. So, hey, every Wednesday, 1 o'clock, we come together, me and the Weatherman, and we do Real Estate 101. We need a favor. Please like what we're doing. If you got any questions, please comment. We need some questions. And
Our favorite sponsor is on, Brittany Renee Brandon.
Brittany Renee, well, hey, we got to talk about her in just a minute. So, please share the stream. And if you share this stream, we'll go back, we'll look. If you're selected, you will win a $25 gift card to the Alley on Main, which is my favorite spot. It's my favorite spot. So, who won? We got to pick a winner. Somebody had the best comments. Do you know who it was for the Alley on Main?
It was narrowed down to 2 choices.
Give me the 2 people.
Vandy Van Meter.
And her husband?
And yes.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. Vandy Van Meter, you won. If you're watching this, you won the $25 gift card to Alley on Main. So, hey, it's time to get this party started. It's time for the Weatherman to do his thing. Are you ready,
Wayne is on here. Yes, I am ready. I'm ready.
The big
Shane
Kahuna.
Big Kahuna, birthday boy.
Hey, speaking of Big Kahuna, let's just start with him. So we want to give a personal shout out to all of our sponsors. We hope they can start taking about 15 minutes of the show. But hey, Aloha Heating and Air, they have actually worked on my air conditioner in my house. He does a great job. He comes and takes that whole unit apart. Check him out on Instagram. But the Big Kahuna. Also, we want to give a shout out to Big John Jones, the big guy that lets us put on this production. Thank you, big guy, for allowing us to do that. We also want to go to 3 of our loyal Bug Solutions. Big Charles Bain. Hey, got me a hat at home. I like Charles Bain Bug Solutions. Also, we want to go to Scott Abernathy, and his new company is called PMI. We also want to thank Roy Fraser with Farm Bureau Insurance, who always is our preferred insurance guy. Does a great job. Call him with all your real estate needs. And Belinda Arender with Iberia Bank.
What is she this week with me?
Golly, she's a woo.
What is she?
She's a rattlesnake.
She's a rattlesnake.
Rattlesnake. Hey, that chick come at you. But hey, she does a great job. I know she's aggressive, but she definitely is at the top of her game. We want to thank her. And always for making me look, buddy. Hey, NB, Nate's Barbershop. Thank you, Big Nate. And guys, I look forward to our topic. I studied a lot on this one.
Have you been studying today, Weatherman?
I have.
So, this topic came to me while we were, I was riding down the road.
Mike Wayne said, what's up, guys?
Hey, buddy, I need you next week. Taking you with me. Taking you with me. Me and Angie Morgan, another realtor here at John Jones Real Estate, we were riding down the road, and she's got a listing coming up, and she was asking me things that she had some questions about a listing she was going to do. And it was at a listing point, let's say 199, where the hard part will not be getting her client the 199. So the thought was this: what are things sellers need to be aware of that could cost them money or save them money in addition to the listing price? So most people are just thinking, hey, I just want to get what my house is listed for. Let's put the list price high. Let's get as much money as we possibly can. So Weatherman, tell us, if you're a seller, you're very good at representing the buyer. So as a seller, what is something you would want to do or not do if you got an offer? Let's say the house is priced at $199.9.
If I'm a seller, and what I would like to do,
Yep.
I'd like to have no contingencies.
Okay, so let's tell people, Real Estate 101, we're going to make it very basic. So a contingency would be, most contingencies would be a sell of home contingency. I've got to sell my home before I can buy this home. We need some likes, guys. I feel left out. Where's all the love? I need some love.
Or
see no likes.
close. There's a lot of houses out there now that have a contract on it, and a contract will say, with a successful close of this house, which is already contracted on this date, then we'll buy yours.
So if you're a seller and you've got to deal with either a sale of home or a close of home contingency, things could still go wrong to prevent that home from closing.
Absolutely.
So if you're listed, let's just say that magic number is $200,000, and you get an offer of $205,000, but there's a sale of home contingency. That doesn't. How do you feel about that offer if it's a sale of home contingency?
Let's throw out the Neville. Let's put the 4 offers on the table, because that's what we're dealing with.
Yep.
So let's say we got somebody's offering me $5,000 over. They have a sell home contingency that's already under contract, that's already through inspections, that's ready to close in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of them. Let's say the other one is $199 on the nose, not asked for any closing costs, but wants an inspection.
Mm-hmm.
Then let's say another one is $150. It's an investor company coming in, like we get, just a low ball offer. And then let's say we have a $190, but it'll buy it as is, no inspections, no anything.
Mm-hmm.
So then you got to. So those are realistic name that what we're dealing with on $200,000 offers. It's not just a sell a home contingencies. You get stuff all over the board. You're getting these things what everybody likes to call as an escalation clause, which means I'll pay you $1,000 over the top price up to this certain price, which pretty much you're going to beat everybody out. You know, you'll get the highest number, which you're telling your seller you're selling at the highest price. So let's say you got another one at the table that's now has a sell a home contingency, but it'll do a $1,000 escalation clause over the highest price up to $3,000 over appraised value. And so there's so many things that this topic can go for a variety.
Oh yeah.
But so now that the seller's looking at it, that's a little glimpse of what we're having to present sellers most of the time in this market. It's just all kind of crazy. You got escalation clauses. You got sell a home contingencies. You got some without inspection. You got some without appraisals. You got some that's saying a conventional offer, but they're going to shift it to an FHA loan as soon as they win the contract. And so it's so many things that a seller has to look at, and as the listing agent, you have to explain all those out.
Hey, Ronnie Martin just made an announcement. The Fed raises rate 4.25%. I guess hey, that's going to cost me money because of some of my things I have out there that are on a variable rate. So back to what we're talking about. Stephen is exactly right. There's so many different scenarios. It's not just about what you're asking for your home you need to be concerned about. So Angie she showed a house to me that was just like the one she was going to list. It was listed at $194, but it sold for like $210,000. So it's not uncommon. People think if we're asking $200,000, well, what if we want more money? Well, in this kind of market, you will probably get more money if the value is there.
It's there. Right.
So they could list this home at $199, and then they could probably dictate a better offer. So what we're going to talk about is how do you get a better offer. So like Stephen said, you want something with no contingencies in there, like no home inspection or no sale of home contingency. I think there's always going to be the financing contingency, but wouldn't it be great
Unless you have a proof of funds and it's all cash, but very rarely happens.
So a lot of people right now, what I'm seeing negotiated, this is another scenario. And if you're thinking about selling your home, or if you're even an agent, this is what I would tell you to do. A lot of times, what they're doing is no contingencies on the appraisal.
Ooh.
So if the house is listed at $200,000, they might offer $210,000 and say, well, it's not contingent upon that appraisal. So if it sells for $210,000, they'll just bridge the gap with their own money. Well, where you could get in trouble with that.
Uh-oh.
Hey. A lot of agents or a lot of sellers are not going to think, hey, we need proof that you've got this $10,000.
Because financing
contingency could come in there and get you. So here's what I told Angie in this situation. If I'm a seller and now I'm taking an offer that is not contingent upon the appraisal, or if they will pay X amount of dollars above the appraisal, you might see $3,000, you might see $5,000, you may see $10,000. I'm going to ask for that money that they're willing to go above the appraised value as earnest money.
There you go. And most of you strong agents, and
you'll put yourself in that.
No, I'm not going to say. I'm going to tell you an agent that definitely is an attack agent. Is a friend of ours named Brad Elam. One of his things I've heard him talk to his clients is don't be scared of putting down earnest money of what you're going to do as a down payment, and so it makes your offer stronger. So as telling your listening person, absolutely right. If I have this money up front, then we have this non-refundable earnest money, and it can be non-refundable. Mm-hmm. So that's a way that you can protect it. There's a non-refundable earnest money. So if you have to go back to the drawing tables, at least it does something to you, because when the market gets tough like this, and there's a lot of stress and strain in the market, then the tricks start to come out. Would you agree with that?
Oh, yeah.
Trickery.
There's always a way that maybe they can calculate, hey, maybe it's a little shady. Maybe they don't think they're ever going to get caught. Maybe they never think this will be a problem. So the next thing I was going to go to, Weatherman, is if I'm a seller, I believe you got to get your house pre-inspected, because home inspections create the most emotion. Yes. It's where the most uncertainty happens. Sellers would be, you just wouldn't believe how often a buyer wants to back out if this doesn't get done, if that doesn't get done. So the way you can eliminate a lot of that emotion for yourself and for the buyer is to have it pre-inspected and go ahead and fix if there's any problems. But wouldn't it be great if you had such a value, your home was worth your home was listed at $200,000? You probably could have pushed the envelope to 2049 or maybe even 2099. But you could negotiate an offer that comes in and says, hey, I don't want you to do a home inspection. Not because something's wrong with my house, but I just don't want to go through the emotion of what this could lead to. So I believe in getting your home priced to where you can create the most demand, and then the seller, instead of the buyer, start dictating terms.
I agree totally. And not to mention, whenever you list a pre-inspected home, it automatically is going to bring a higher amount. Also, when people start paying a higher amount for your home, then the home inspection is room for negotiation to get some of that money back if they do take your offer with a home inspection.
Another thing I would try to do, in a lot of ways, a lot of times, let me say this right before I fumble across this, to get exactly what you want, you may have to position your home as a value. And a value means we're priced a little bit lower than you think what we could sell it for. But another thing you may be interested in doing, if you've got your home, let's say, listed at $199.9, the market is actually going to pick that value. You and the agent have put this out as a suggested price, but putting it at $199, what if you could get an offer at $207, and then you started dictating terms like no contingencies, no home inspection. Here's something else you could say, I want more earnest money. I used to not believe getting substantial earnest money meant that much. But if you can get substantial earnest money, a local lender, no home inspection, I would rather go that route as opposed to trying to get an extra $1,000 to $2,000.
Absolutely. Especially when the earnest money is only going to be in there for 30 days. Most of the time, unless you're doing a new build, then you got to put it up anyway. So you're going to use it for your down payment or your closing costs regardless. So it's not like the money goes away, you know. And then the seller feels a lot more confident about your offer with a big chunk of earnest money. So let's give an example of a $200,000. What would be a good earnest amount that would make a seller say, I like that offer, in your opinion?
Well, historically, I've always been comfortable getting $500 earnest money. So what if we could get $2,500? What if it's $3,000? I mean, that's a lot of earnest money, I think, to start getting.
Yeah. And then some people have to sell their house in order to get it. So there's certain situations and circumstances. And so let's just say we have an RD loan and they don't have the money, that much money put down. So there's different scenarios. But if you got the money and you're going to use it for a down payment and you really want the house, that earnest money is a big part of helping your offer being accepted. And we went over this show with local lenders and all that.
Well, Shane Ray has said something, and I do understand what you're saying here, Shane. He said we had to replace an HVAC system that was bad because buyer neglected to get an HVAC inspection. So he had to go out there. The buyer did not get an inspection. He had to go out there. The heating and air was broken, and they didn't get it inspected. So what he's saying is it probably would have been caught during the inspection. But that does not necessarily mean they would not have bought the house or the seller would have fixed it.
Right.
Depends on the price point. So what it is,
So not one of our clients, though.
no, that's fine. But
It's typical.
Think about this: if you got a house priced at such a value, and there's so much demand, a seller may not have to fix that HVAC.
Mm-hmm.
That just may be the ante that this particular poker player had to pay to get into this poker game and buy that house.
Right.
If that makes sense. Does that make sense, Kathleen?
Do you have to get a separate inspector? Like, I thought the inspector inspects the whole...
A lot of inspectors don't even have an HVAC license or bring somebody out there. But what I'm saying is, if it's a certain price, Weatherman could sell me a house, and I wouldn't care what shape the HVAC was in. So it's all about the value. So if we put a house out here at $199.9 and we say we ain't fixing this, we ain't fixing nothing, we ain't even looking at nothing, and you present an offer that doesn't have that in there, the buyers know this. There's so few options. If they want a house, they may have to do this. Did Shane say something else?
So think about it. So if I'm sitting down with a buyer, and I work with a lot of buyers, and we're at a $200,000 price point, and I know there's 10 offers on it. So I present to my buyers, listen, in order to win this house, it's going to take something very aggressive. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, then this may not be the house for you. If you feel like this is your house, and usually this is after the second, or third, or fourth one we lost, this is the chances of what happens. So let's just say we buy it as is. We buy it with no inspection. If the HVAC goes out, it's anywhere from $3,500 to $6,000. And I hope you call Hello Heating and Air. That's an option.
You gotta call.
That's what happens. If you have a plumbing
man.
issue, if you have an electrical issue. So, worst case, these things could cost anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. But we could come in strong at $5,000 light, and chances are they're going to take that offer because of no contingencies. You don't have to go over and release the contingencies. A lot of times that releasing those contingencies makes your offer better, which means to a seller now, what we're talking about. I may take a less offer with no contingencies or risk because in the end game, I don't have the emotional headache that I'm going to have with this other offer.
So I think what we tell people, or what John tells most of his clients, is whenever you go through a home inspection as a seller, go ahead and anticipate on paying probably about $1,500 in repairs. And in addition to the $1,500 in repairs, understand that you're creating a lot of emotion. I mean, a lot of high tensions going on with the buyer. Then it's going to be a lot of tension with the seller. So if you can eliminate the home inspection, I would go ahead and get it pre-inspected. Hey, Brittany Renee said we look tan.
And Mike Twain says Weatherman got an A+. And Rebecca Lee just joined.
Hey, Rebecca
Right.
Lee.
Please like.
Please like. Hey, Rebecca. Please like. We need you to like. Need you to share this stream to help somebody. So another thing I would like to do, if I could, if I'm a seller, I would like to get a loan that is a conventional loan where they're putting as much money down. So if you're taking a financing contingency, I would want a local lender, a Belinda Aaron, Iberia Bank Mortgage,
Loans by
Rattlesnake.
Belinda.
Rattlesnake, she'll get you. I would want Belinda Aaron telling me that they are golden. They're putting 20% down. They're going conventional. So that's something that you need to look at, as opposed to if somebody was going with a FHA, they need some help with closing costs. They're putting 3.5% down, but they're offering $4,000 more. See, sellers, they usually look at, hey, how can I get the most money? But they're only looking at the beginning of the process.
Right.
The listing price is just the beginning of the process. The initial offer that you get is just the beginning of the process. What you've got to understand is a real estate professional can help you begin with the end in mind. Damn, that was profound.
Wow.
Say that one more time.
That was profound. What a good agent can help you do on the listing side is they can allow you to think with the end in mind. So if one agent says, hey, this is our highest offer, this is the one you need to take. Well, somebody like me, I may come in there and say, well, look, this offer may have the most potential. And if everything goes right, you may walk away and this was your best offer. But what we see usually whenever people make these crazy offers on price, they'll usually have things in there that can help them out. And a lot of times, home inspections is one of those areas where they start getting back some value.
Yeah.
They want everything fixed. Now they expect, I'm paying $7,000 above list price. I want this fixed. I need this fixed. They can dictate terms. I believe the best way for a seller to dictate what they want is present something to the market where more people want it. And so much is about price. You'd be amazed between $200,000 and $210,000. It could be a lot more options to choose from.
The other thing to think about too is, and if any lender wants to, if I'm wrong, let us know, because it's just we're on the selling side, not the lending side. So let's just say we take a FHA offer and the offer's higher. So most clients out there will say, hey, and I'm not saying all agents say, hey, listen, give them more money if they don't appraise. Guess what? That FHA price sticks with that property, the appraisal, for so many months. Mm-hmm. If I'm wrong, let me know, but this is just
no, it does.
Okay, so then they're saying, well, they'll have to reduce the price because they don't want this tag on their property. And so as Tommy said earlier, as a seller, the conventional offer is better. One, for the FHA sticker that gets tagged on for the appraisal, and two, because sometimes they ask for repairs, or an FHA or VA or USDA or have you do certain things to the house at the end. And so there's a couple different places that it's called an emotional price, because here you are thinking you're ready to close, and next thing you know, you're having to redeck the railing around the back porch because of a board that looks bad. And so one thing you got to watch out for as a seller is, and I've noticed a lot of people now are starting talking about you can lose your earnest money if you change the type of loan. In the contract, if I'm not mistaken, you can't get out of a contract for changing the type of loan unless it costs the seller money. So you have every right to change the type of loan. You just have to let the seller know. So with that being said, you can say, hey, let's say we're doing a 10% conventional, which means we qualify for it. If they tell their loan person, hey, my mama's going to give me the money. Okay, well, you qualify. Your credit score is good enough. And then, boom, all of a sudden you get the contract, hey, we decided to go FHA. And then, boom, now you're hit with, like Tommy said, that's why people are calling the lenders now, hey, have you verified the money? Do they have enough money to do that? And that's a lot of times selling agents don't do that for the offers. They get the biggest bang for the buck, and then 2 weeks down the road, we start fighting these things.
So for all of our agents out there, what I'm seeing now is we list it on Friday, we look at offers and pick one on Monday. But if I was a listing agent, I think I would put in there, we do reserve the right to accept an offer before then.
I agree.
I mean, so if you were to bring me an offer too good to wait until Monday, I think that's how a seller should, or the listing agent should position that, is not to say we're going to look at all offers on. So what would happen legally if you got that in there and you pick an offer before Monday, but you didn't put a notification in there that you could accept it?
See, I could be way off, and this is where
We're not attorneys.
we got to have the ethics people check us out anyway. So let's just say this: our duty as a listing agent, and remember, I'm a more buying agent, he's a more listing agent. But as your duty as a listing agent is a fiduciary duty to represent that seller. And if somebody comes in with just a great offer that you know you're not going to beat, then why keep showing her house? Why keep having people come through? Why keep going through all the things? You know, let's say somebody comes in all cash, close in 2 weeks, no inspection, as is, and let them stay in the house for 2 weeks.
And then on top of that, what if I were to say you've got 12 hours to respond to this?
You're probably not going to get a response. I mean, if as bad as I hate to say that, if you tight time responses pretty much means you're not going to get a response. You're not going
But
to.
what if it was like the dream offer? What if it was?
Oh, well, if it's a dream offer, then yeah, you're going to get
But
a response.
legally, I wonder if you can do that since you put it in the MLS. Hey, we're taking offers until Monday. You probably need to put something in there. We can't have that Godfather type offer, which means it's too good to refuse.
And then you got to ask, do you have to let everybody know there's multiple offer? Because that's this stigma that goes around now. Hey, are you going to send out the multiple offer form? I don't know the answer to that. All I know is most time when that thing comes around, you know it's going to be a dogfight because everybody starts changing their offers, and so then it really gets crazy. So, do you know that answer? I mean, I don't know. Do you have to?
I tell people, and if they don't get it, I call them and tell them, hey, I like to tell them they didn't get it, and I like to tell them why so they can explain to their client exactly why instead of just saying no. And I want to make it more personal because I hate to let people down.
Sure.
And I would rather do it by calling them and telling them instead of just sending them an email, sorry about your luck. But
I'm saying if you before you make the decision.
I don't like to do the multiple offer. I like to just tell people, look, we're going to be in a multiple offer, so you need to go ahead and bring your best offer because here's something buyers need to understand. Your best offers will determine, your first offer will determine if a seller wants to help you or not. And when you bring very, very low offers, sellers don't want to help you. You've already put it at a position to where emotionally, I hope somebody else buys this. I want to show them. It puts you in an ugly spot.
Man, you are on it today.
Am I on it today, Kathleen?
You are.
I got all kind of stuff to talk
our
about.
favorite landscaper, Joey Holt.
Joey Holt's on here. Joji.
Hey, look, I just sit over here with big shoes to fill. I usually feel like the smart one at the table.
You are, yeah. So you are the genius. Next week, maybe we need to talk about would you buy a home that needs repairs or I don't know. We need to. I didn't write it down.
Do any of our viewers have a suggestion?
Do any of our viewers? Joey Holt's on here. I ain't getting a lot of these comments.
You know, a lot of things on the multiple offer deals and all these things. Chances are, if you're working with an agent that knows the market, and there are a lot of new agents out there, and I was doing it one time, and I still do everything right. They already know, hey guys, we're not going to be the only one fighting for this house. There's probably going to be a multitude of offers. Everybody wants to sell, get the most leads out of a listing. That's why we're in this business. So the Friday to Monday is usually for an open house to generate leads, to generate things. It also generates a demand for the seller. So not saying that it's a bad thing to do that because there's a lot of goods with it as far as a business-wise. But at the end of the day, whenever you get something that's really, really good, you ought to be able to say, hey, we're done. My people have decided they're happy. We appreciate everybody that did submit an offer. We've decided, like Tommy said, it's pretty cool when somebody at least calls and tells you. It sucks to get that call because I just got it from somebody in our office. But you know what? Hey, he called me up late that night and said, man, I appreciate your offer. We had to go another direction. So, hey, even when you work together, you're going to lose. I mean, it's just the market we're in.
So here's what I want this posted. I wish we could pin this in the topic. Whenever you're selling your home, do not focus on the most on the gross number that you can get. Try to focus on what that net number is going to be, and take into account all scenarios that can cost you money. Stevie Z, thank you for joining, friend. Have you tried to open us up?
Yes, I've been on there.
So,
You've
He's
been
on
on there.
Instagram.
So-
He's got 4
so-
followers.
So always remember, start this process with the end in mind. So what I mean by that is, the more contingencies, the more potential problems do not mean you're going to walk away with the most money. Most sellers will get tricked by the highest offer, but I'm telling you, that will not always get you the most money when it's all said and done.
you sold properties in your day, and so if you're a seller, and what would you say that is worth $3,000 to $5,000 for no worries on a $200,000 house?
There's definitely something that I'm willing to concede. I don't always know what that number is, but think about this. If an offer falls apart, it could have cost me that $3,000.
That's right.
I mean, so we're only looking usually at our best, or hey, this is what we're going to get. But very seldom, once it's all said and done, you walk away with less money than you originally thought. Higher offers usually will encourage higher maintenance, more money out of your pocket. So, Joel, what do you keep saying?
He says like casino junkies. And he enjoyed the Allion name.
Ooh.
Hey, Stephen Chicken Parmesan.
Me and Weatherman and Brittany Renee went up there. Stevie Z, thank you for joining us. We do have a condo for you over in Puckett Station, by the way. I think it's going to be around 220.
All
We
right.
need to investigate. Thanks to our buddy. We got an inside guy there named Glenn Street.
And
Can't do it
Susan.
without him. Susan Watson, those two really help us out. Being networked in with agents, that's another story we could talk about.
Well,
Having
that
an
goes
agent-
along with the seller too. If you know the other agent,
Oh, we didn't even think about
so
that.
if you're a listing agent and you know the other agent and you know what kind of style they are and what work they produce, and I'll just throw it out there. If I'm listing a house, and I'm not going to say Tommy because we're here together, well, let's just say Courtney Yates brings me an offer. I feel good that Courtney Yates is going to get that ball down the field. And so it's huge to know, and I'm not saying anything bad about Stevie Z that could bring me an offer, but if I'm looking at Stevie Z's offer and Courtney Yates' offer, and they're both dead, and Courtney's is $1,000 less, she may beat Stevie out if I don't know Stevie.
Damn,
You know,
man.
and that's just being because I know that she's gonna get the ball down the
But
field.
that's saying if you didn't know Steve.
If I didn't know Steve.
If you
If I didn't know Steve. And so, same way if somebody don't know me, if I buy a house in Franklin with my clients and they don't know me from Adam, and they're one of the biggest producers in Franklin, they may be $5,000 less than me. They'll probably take the other offer.
So much of that goes down to trust.
Absolutely.
I trust Courtney Yates to get this done. I trust what she's telling me. I trust she's going to tell me the truth.
Right. Yeah.
Now, I mean,
exactly
so
right.
that does. She's built that reputation over. Hey, I don't know how many
Yeah,
years.
and there's several
but
agents like that, and she just Bond Dodds. It could be anybody. So there's a lot of agents out there. We've got a lot of great agents, and even we've got a lot of great agents been in the market for less than a year that I trust just as much as I trust people been in the business for 20 years.
Yeah, you want to deal with people that you trust. Sometimes agents, they don't want to give away too much, but sometimes they can hurt them.
Yeah.
Sometimes they may not get the house. Sometimes they may have to pay more for it. So I believe in representing your client the best way you can to get them exactly what they want. And that's what they want. It ain't what you want. A lot of agents put their own ego and try to get them what they want.
You
No,
know
that ain't fair.
You know what the next best thing to do to negotiate for the seller, in my opinion,
Tell me.
is to call the agent and say, hey, what is the best living arrangements for your seller? Do they need to move out immediately? Do they need a day? Do they need, you know what I mean? And so if you have the opportunity that you can spare a couple of days after closing, that may save you
If I'm a seller, I'm moving out of my house. I'm trying to get 2 days after closing to get out of that house because I want to make sure it's closed and I got my money before we move out. So if you're looking to sell your house, here's another thing: if you're selling your home and you've got an FHA loan, make sure you close that house with 3 or 4 days to spare by the end of the month because once the new month starts, an FHA loan, all the interest on a real estate loan is paid up front. Or it's in the.
That's right. Yeah.
So if you're like on the second day of the month, you got to pay a full month of interest. You just lost that money. Make sure you go ahead and you're paying that at the end. Make sure you're closing at the end of the month. Hey, I had some comments on here.
Man, I'm just zoned into. You've been on today, my friend. Bill Wilson stopped in the studio.
Can't do it without Bill Wilson. You know what? Bill Wilson, I think, is about to get hot. I can see it.
He's already hot.
John Jones was about to get him motivated yesterday. And just say, hey, here he comes.
He heard
I got a feeling he's about going to string. He's about to get.
Love you guys.
So everybody that's been watching this, please like. I need you to like. I need you to comment. I need you to share. If you share this stream, we're going to go back in there and we're going to pick one lucky dog to get an Alley on Main gift card.
And if you're an agent out there and you've got a great listing, hey,
we love to get agents over here. We love to talk to agents. Next week I may be gone. Y'all might have to have an agent here in the studio. I'm going to Florida next week. But tomorrow night, my baby, my other little baby, straight from the gut. And me and Brittany Renee have been doing this, where we're going to talk about finding your why. You know what I mean by finding your why? Why do you do something? Because I believe people buy why you do it, not what you do. So tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, straight from the gut, right here, Thomas C. Davidson. Please watch that. Please like it. Please comment. I like to tell my story. I'm very open. I'm very transparent. Weatherman, before I shut this down, is there anything you would like to add?
The only thing I was just thinking, you know how you sit here and you just think, what if you made old Brittany mad and she decided to leave? Would she stay straight from the gut with her? Would she take that baby with her?
What if she
took straight from the gut?
Straight from the gut in Real Estate 101 are two things I get emotional. I get crazy about. Again, it's hard to hold my emotions back. I don't think she'd do it.
No, I'm just kidding. They actually make for a beautiful couple, but it would be
She would
funny.
probably just say, the hell with you and straight from the gut. I'm out of here.
You say, I'm taking Lucky then.
I'd get look, hey, Brad, thank you. Brad, I'd love to get you back over here. Now, look, my girl.
I'm stealing your baby.
My girl,
5 and 5.
I'm stealing your old baby. My girl is about to jump on her own live stream, Brittany Renee, and I'm glad she didn't try to steal something. Maybe that's why our viewers are down, is because she's actually doing a live stream over there, and I don't know it. But, hey, she's got a big announcement she wants to make, and I'm very excited for her, so I don't want to say anything else about it. But whenever you see my girl, she's going to do a Facebook Live. I'm going to ask for her. Please like. Please comment. Please share. She's about to do something. She's going to tell you about it. I'm going to shut up. But
I do got one thing for you.
But don't say anything about her.
No, I would never do that. Hey, we did get kudos goes to the guy. He did a talk this week about building a brand. So, guy, just like he's talking about Brittany and doing the Facebook Live and what she's talking about and doing all these things, I was very impressed with you. You did a very good job speaking. And anybody out there that is looking to build a brand, reach out. This part of what we're doing here is what he's living in and building this brand. So this is not a plug for him, but it actually is. If you're a company or you're an individual agent and you're wanting, what do I need to do? If you only seen all the cameras that go on and all the stuff that goes on, it's consistency, and that's what this guy's good at. So, hey, I wanted my hats off. You did a great job speaking the other day.
Thank you, Weatherman.
I think everybody there noticed that. But anybody that wants to build a brand, the Weatherman come from this guy. I didn't come up with it, so it's just part of building that brand.
Weatherman, I sure do appreciate that. But I don't want to get off my girlfriend, so I'm going to get...
you talk about your girlfriend. I'm talking about my boyfriend.
Well, we can talk about it, but I want her to get on there. And whenever you really believe in something, I was telling Brittany, if it's something you're passionate about, tell your story over and over and over and over and over and over and over. That's what you got to do when you're building a brand. You just can't stop talking about it. You just got to always, you've got to always be asking, man. You got to always be telling. You got to always be selling. So go ahead and get over to Brittany Renee. Brittany Renee, Brandon, we're about to tune in live to you, girls. So everybody that's tuned into this, I really appreciate it. We'll be back next Wednesday, 1 o'clock. We'll have new, fresh material. We might need to throw some controversial material. Hey, were you steal a client? What is stealing a client in real estate?
I won't be here next week. I won't be here
That's right,
next
I won't
week.
be here. So, hey, when we get back, we'll talk about it. But everybody, I really do appreciate you helping me do my thing. I want 130,000 people in Murfreesboro to know who I am. I can't do it without you. Everybody, have a great day. Get over to Brittany Renee's page now. See you guys. Hey, Stevie! Can you hand me my telephone, please, sir?